Hello. I'm Dr. John, and this is the channel where health and education meet. Alert! Stress may be destroying your testosterone without you realizing it. Do you feel constant fatigue, lack of energy, a drop in libido, or difficulty building muscle? This might not just be the weight of age or work. The real villain could be inside you: excessive cortisol, the stress hormone, which is sabotaging your testosterone levels and draining your energy. In this video, I'll show you why stress is killing your testosterone and how you can reverse this with simple, yet extremely effective changes. You'll discover the worst habits that trigger cortisol, the hidden signs that your testosterone is low, and the best strategies to reclaim your vitality, boost your libido, and get your energy back to full force. If you've ever felt that your energy isn't what it used to be, that your strength is declining, or that your motivation is low, stay with me until the end. I'll give you a practical step-by-step guide to protect your testosterone and regain control of your body and mind. Let's go. Testosterone is the hormone that defines the essence of masculinity. Since adolescence, it shapes traits like strength, energy, libido, and even confidence. But it's a mistake to think that its role is limited to muscles and sexual desire. This hormone regulates metabolism, influences sleep quality, and even heart health. When levels are balanced, a man feels energetic, focused, and motivated. But when they begin to drop, the impact is devastating, and this is when many realize something is wrong. Imagine waking up every day without energy, without drive, and without that willpower that once seemed natural. This doesn't happen overnight. When testosterone declines, it leaves traces: constant fatigue, irritability, fat accumulation, and even difficulty concentrating. And don't think this is just a part of getting older. The modern lifestyle is speeding up this decline, making what should be a concern for future decades a current reality. The body needs the right stimuli to maintain optimal levels, and without them, the consequences start to show. Now, if testosterone is so crucial, what could be sabotaging its production? One of the biggest villains is chronic stress. The problem is that few people realize this connection, as the effects are not immediate. When the body is in a constant state of alert, another hormone enters the scene: cortisol. Its function is to help with survival, but in excess, it becomes an enemy of testosterone. And that's where the danger lies. Stress quietly steals your energy, your strength, and your masculinity. But how does this happen? Stress is a natural reaction of the body to challenges and threats. The problem is when it stops being temporary and becomes a permanent state. When this happens, the body enters survival mode and starts producing excessive cortisol. This hormone, which should be an ally in times of danger, becomes the great saboteur of testosterone. The reason? It competes directly with testosterone production, blocking the natural processes in the body that ensure energy, drive, and hormonal balance. If stress were only an unpleasant feeling, it would be easier to ignore. But its effects are profound and impact many areas of life. A lack of motivation to exercise, difficulty sleeping, constant irritability, these can all be a reflection of a system overloaded with cortisol. When stress levels remain elevated for long periods, the body starts prioritizing essential functions for survival and reduces testosterone production. The result? A man who is more tired, less productive, and increasingly distant from his best version. Now, think about what happens when stress becomes a regular part of the routine. The hellish traffic, work pressures, financial worries, each of these factors acts as a trigger for cortisol release. And since no one teaches how to deal with this, many resort to solutions that only worsen the situation: sleepless nights, excessive caffeine, poor diet, and even a lack of leisure time. The cycle closes, and hormonal levels plummet without the man noticing. But is it possible to get out of this maze and regain vitality? Many men spend years feeling extreme fatigue, lack of drive, and a constant sense of exhaustion, but think this is just a natural effect of age or work. What few know is that the drop in testosterone, often caused by stress, may be behind this lack of energy. When levels of this hormone drop, the body responds with persistent fatigue, difficulty concentrating, and a drastic decline in physical and mental strength. The worst part? This happens so gradually that many only notice when the signs are already glaring. Another alarming symptom is the decrease in libido. A weakening sexual desire, less frequent erections, and a lack of interest that wasn't there before are marks of low testosterone. This doesn't just mean a change in intimacy, it directly affects self-confidence and how a man sees himself. Additionally, the difficulty in building muscle mass and increased fat, especially around the abdomen, are clear signs that something is wrong. The body simply doesn't respond like it used to, and this impacts self-esteem and well-being. And what if, on top of all this, symptoms like irritability, anxiety, and even depressive episodes arise? Well, that's exactly what happens. Testosterone influences mood and the brain's ability to deal with emotions. When levels drop, a man becomes more impatient, less motivated, and struggles to face everyday challenges. And the most worrying part is that many accept this reality without knowing that they can reverse it. But what is really causing this hormonal drop, and how can you prevent this cycle from worsening? Not all stress is the same. Some factors are especially destructive to testosterone production and directly affect hormonal balance. The first major villain is the lack of quality sleep. During deep sleep, the body regulates essential hormones, including testosterone. Poor or interrupted sleep raises cortisol levels and lowers hormonal levels. If you are sleeping less than 6 hours a night and waking up tired, you might already be paying a high price. The solution starts with small changes, like reducing exposure to blue light before bed and sticking to a fixed rest schedule. Another critical factor is mental and emotional overload. Work stress, financial problems, and personal conflicts keep the brain in a constant state of alert. The body, unable to distinguish a real threat from an exaggerated worry, continues releasing cortisol, blocking testosterone production. This accumulation of tension leads to a domino effect: fatigue, low productivity, anxiety, and, of course, a further decline in energy and motivation. Techniques like meditation, deep breathing, and short breaks throughout the day help reduce this overload and balance the hormones. Finally, inflammatory diets and sedentary lifestyles are two silent enemies of testosterone. Excess sugars, alcohol, fast food, and refined vegetable oils increase inflammation in the body and harm hormone production. Additionally, a lack of physical exercise causes the body to lose one of its natural stimuli to maintain high testosterone levels. Moving, especially with strength training and outdoor exercises, activates biological processes that keep hormones in balance. But is it possible to reverse the damage and shield testosterone from these factors? If stress is one of testosterone's biggest enemies, learning how to control it should be a priority. The first step is to regulate sleep, as it is during the night that hormone production peaks. Creating a consistent nighttime routine, avoiding caffeine after 4 p.m., and reducing screen exposure before bedtime are simple actions that make a huge difference. Additionally, adding magnesium to your diet or as a supplement can help relax muscles and induce deeper, more restorative sleep. Those who sleep well wake up with more energy and less cortisol in their bodies. Another powerful strategy is the practice of intelligent physical exercise. But beware, not every workout helps maintain high testosterone levels. Excessive aerobic activity can increase cortisol, while short, intense workouts, such as weightlifting and HIIT, high-intensity interval training, stimulate the production of the male hormone. Outdoor exercises like morning walks under the sun also help balance the hormonal system and reduce the effects of chronic stress. The key is balance. Train hard but without overdoing it, and give the body the time it needs to recover. Finally, mental and emotional control is essential. Breathing techniques, meditation, and even relaxing hobbies help reduce the impact of stress on testosterone. Studies show that daily meditation for just 10 minutes significantly reduces cortisol levels. Another effective strategy is practicing disconnecting, reserving moments of the day to stay away from phones, social media, and the overload of information that burdens the brain. Small changes in your routine create an environment that is more conducive to naturally raising testosterone. But what about supplementation? Are there compounds that can boost this recovery? Although the foundation for maintaining high testosterone is a balanced lifestyle, some supplements can help reduce stress and boost hormone levels. One of the most effective is ashwagandha, an adaptogenic herb that significantly reduces cortisol and improves the body's response to stress. Studies show that regular use can increase testosterone levels by up to 15%, in addition to improving physical performance and sleep quality. Another powerful option is rhodiola rosea, which fights mental fatigue and improves resilience against daily stress. In addition to adaptogens, minerals like magnesium, zinc, and vitamin D play an essential role in hormonal balance. Magnesium helps relax the nervous system and improve sleep, while zinc is crucial for natural testosterone production. Vitamin D, often called the prohormone, has a direct relationship with testosterone synthesis, and its deficiency is extremely common, especially for those who spend a lot of time indoors. The good news is that getting at least 15 minutes of sun daily or supplementing vitamin D can bring significant improvements in hormone levels. Another interesting supplement is L-theanine, an amino acid found in green tea that promotes a relaxed state without causing drowsiness. It helps reduce mental stress and improves focus, making it an excellent ally for those who need to balance productivity and well-being. It's also worth mentioning D-aspartic acid, a compound that may stimulate testosterone production, although its effects are more noticeable in those already experiencing hormonal deficiencies. But supplementation alone doesn't work miracles. It needs to be combined with habits that truly support the natural production of testosterone. So, what are the best strategies for daily life? Knowing the factors that reduce testosterone is important, but what truly makes a difference is the practical application of that knowledge in daily life. A simple and effective strategy is to start the day with sunlight exposure and movement. Something as basic as a morning walk outdoors already helps regulate the circadian rhythm, improve mood, and stimulate testosterone production. For those who train, prioritizing strength exercises, like weightlifting and calisthenics, is essential. The secret lies in consistency. Training 3 to 5 times a week keeps hormones in balance and combats the effects of stress. Another powerful practice is the conscious management of mental and emotional stress. Creating strategic breaks throughout the day, using deep breathing techniques, and setting aside time for relaxation are actions that prevent the overload of the nervous system. One effective approach is the box breathing method, widely used by athletes and military forces. Inhale for 4 seconds, hold for 4, exhale for 4, and hold again for 4. This simple exercise calms the nervous system and reduces cortisol levels in just a few minutes, helping to protect testosterone. Additionally, it's crucial to focus on the quality of your diet. Avoiding refined sugars, reducing alcohol consumption, and including foods rich in healthy fats, such as eggs, olive oil, nuts, and avocado, are fundamental measures to balance hormones. Drinking enough water and avoiding plastics that release endocrine disruptors are also part of the strategy. Small changes in daily life, when applied consistently, create an environment that helps keep testosterone high and the body functioning at its best. But is everything said about stress and testosterone really true? When it comes to testosterone and stress, many myths circulate, confusing and even harming those seeking to improve their health. One of the biggest misconceptions is the belief that stress never has a lasting effect on testosterone. Many people think that by living stressed out, the body simply adapts, but in reality, chronic stress can significantly lower testosterone levels. It's not just a momentary factor, it's a prolonged condition that, if not addressed, affects testosterone production in the long run. Another common myth is that only older men suffer from low testosterone due to stress. Although aging contributes to the natural reduction of hormone levels, stress is a factor that affects men of all ages, especially those facing intense pressures at work, in relationships, or in financial life. Young men in their 20s or 30s can suffer from symptoms of low testosterone due to chronic stress, and the effects can be just as devastating as in older men. On the other hand, there are many truths about the relationship between stress and testosterone. One of them is that cortisol, the stress hormone, does interfere with testosterone production, creating a vicious cycle. High stress continuously reduces the amount of testosterone available in the body, which can result in fatigue, loss of libido, and even concentration problems. Additionally, physical exercise, adequate sleep, and a balanced diet are proven to be effective in restoring testosterone levels. The real key is understanding how stress affects hormonal health and applying practical strategies to break that cycle. Now that you know the main factors affecting testosterone and how stress can be a major villain in this process, it's time to take action. Start applying these strategies in your daily life and see how your body responds. Remember, small changes in your routine, like sleeping better, exercising, and controlling mental stress, can lead to significant transformations in your hormone levels and overall well-being. Don't underestimate the power of a more balanced life to regain your energy, disposition, and even your confidence. Challenge yourself to be more mindful of your daily practices. Ask yourself, am I doing everything I can to reduce stress? If the answer is no, then it's time to take control of your hormonal health. And don't forget, change begins with small steps, but it can have a huge impact on your life. If you want to continue learning how to improve your health and well-being, subscribe to the channel and activate notifications. Only then will you have access to more valuable tips that can transform your life for the better. Now it's up to you. Put into practice everything you've learned today and start reaping the benefits of a healthier, more balanced life. If you've already seen benefits from these strategies or have any questions, share them in the comments. And of course, subscribe to keep learning. Your healthier future starts now.